Okay, welcome to our next video about arrows. In this video I'm going to be talking to you about intermediate arrows and what you'll need as an intermediate archer. So, as for where beginner arrows are more aluminiums, they're nice and cheap and they're good for a beginner. As you start developing your skill level, you start needing a better arrow. And as you are moving into intermediate skill levels, you will really notice the difference between a cheaper aluminium and a more expensive carbon arrow. And that's what I'd recommend for an intermediate archer. A nice middle of the range, low range carbon arrow, maybe even a carbon aluminium arrow. And when it comes to these arrows, you can start experimenting a wee bit more with what fletchings you put on them, because as you move up in skill level you may start to notice the difference between a more expensive fletching and a cheaper fletching. And you may even want to start trying spin wings, and you will start noticing the difference there. As for where aluminium arrows, you can only get one type of point, one type of nock, and really only one type of fletching. As you start getting more expensive arrows, you can start customising them a wee bit more. And especially with these carbon arrows, these more expensive ones, you can start really customising them a lot. When it comes down to the point, you can now get what are called break-off points on these more expensive arrows. And what that means is you can start with a heavy point and then break down these sections to get a lighter and lighter point as you go. And what that means for your arrow is you can have a light arrow that gets long distances, or you can have a heavy arrow that doesn't drift so much in the wind. And you will start to notice that as you start moving up in skill level. At the other end, at the nock, instead of just having these fit over nocks, you can now get what are called pin nocks. And one of the parts of this is a metal pin that goes inside your arrow. A nice strong metal pin in the back, and then over the top of that fits the nock. And there are two benefits to this. One, they're really easy to swap out. You can just take them off and put them back on again. And also, if you do strike your arrow from behind, as you start getting more accurate, you don't break your arrow, it's protected by this metal pin in the back. That's always good. You can start buying more expensive arrows as an intermediate archer, and you will start noticing the difference between cheaper and more expensive arrows as we're a beginner may not. But as an intermediate archer you may not be willing to spend more money on these arrows. So you will always notice the difference, yes, but not so much as if you were an expert archer going for a more expensive arrow. And now that you're moving into the intermediate skill level, you may want to try some indoor arrows, maybe buying a set of these for the indoor season, and I'll have a video about the difference between an outdoor arrow and an indoor arrow. So stick around for that. Thanks for watching.